Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank all of you for being here. It's nice to have a good crowd. Usually we don't get this unless we have a budget hearing or something. But we appreciate you being here, and we'll ask that you join us with the Pledge of Allegiance flag led by Councilperson Diane.
Did you already cut me out?
No, Danielle Hale. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the new folks. Excuse us. Go right. This is her last official act.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You can have a seat. We have some business things to take care of at this time. We'll get that out of the way before we go on any further. Or if you're ready, we're here.
So first we're going to do the certificate of election, and then she'll do the oath of office.
Okay.
Do we need to establish?
Hello, Timothy J. Rowe.
What do you want to do?
Do I go stand in front of him or what?
No, he's going to.
Okay. It's my honor to present you with your certificate of election.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And now, if you'll raise your right hand, I need to swear you in.
Okay.
Repeat after me. I, Lowell Timothy J. Rowe,
I, Lowell Timothy J. Rowe,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of the mayor of the city of Rockport,
of the office of mayor of the city of Rockport,
state of Texas,
state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and the laws of the United States
the Constitution and the laws of the United States
and of this state, so help me God.
and of this state, so help me God.
Oh, I just signed in your place.
That's perfect. All right. We'll just fix it.
Okay.
Fix it later.
All
Thank
right.
you. I'll just take that with me.
Okay.
Thank you. Is this yours?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So if y'all can take a picture.
All right.
Over here under the thing?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll just come over here under the. Okay. Appreciate it.
Matthew Edgar Anderson.
If I give this to somebody else, I'll be in trouble.
Mr. Anderson, it's my honor to present you with your certificate of election.
Thank you.
And now, if you will raise your right hand, I'm going to swear you in. I, Matthew Edgar Anderson,
I, Matthew Edgar Anderson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of council member,
that I
will faithfully execute the
faithfully
duties,
execute the duties of councilman,
Ward 2
Ward 2
of the city of Rockport,
of the city of Rockport,
state of Texas,
state of Texas,
and I will, to the best of my ability,
and I will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and this state, so help me God.
and this state, so help me God.
Okay. I'm not racist now. Okay, if you'll sign right there. Okay.
Thank you.
Introduce to you.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
while they're doing the important business over there taking pictures, we have a word from Councilwoman Hill on her way out, please. Give us her last speech.
I honestly not prepared for that, but I think they know that I'm always willing to talk without a whole lot of notice. But just want to thank everybody who supported me over the last 2 years. Serving on council has truly been a pleasure. We have a great team here at the city of Rockport. We have a beautiful community. Have loved growing up here and being able to serve. Life circumstances have taken me. I'm looking forward to moving out to our acreage just outside the city limits, literally about 2 miles from where I currently live, but just outside the city. But I'm not going anywhere and look forward to continuing to serve in various volunteer capacities and, of course, always available to my friends here on council and in the community if there's ever anything I can do to support you guys.
thank you. We appreciate your dedication and your loyalty.
I know, but I get to.
Andrea Marie Hatman. Ms. Hatman, it's my pleasure to present you with your certificate of election for council member Ward 4. And now if you'll raise your right hand, I will swear you in. I, Andrea Marie Hatman,
I, Andrea Marie Hatman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of council member Ward 4
as the councilman of Ward 4
of the city of Rockport,
in the city of Rockport,
state of Texas,
state of Texas,
and will to the best of my abilities
and will do the best of my abilities
preserve,
preserve,
protect, and defend
and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution of the laws of the United States
and of this state, so help me God.
and of this state, so help me God.
Okay. Signature.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, that is.
I guess we're taking a picture.
Pictures.
All right.
Next item of business we're going to take care of is establish the president's quorum. We will have a roll call. See, Ward 1.
Here.
Ward 2.
Here.
Ward 3.
Here.
Ward 4.
Here.
Mayor here. All right, it is now my opportunity to do a little bit of swearing. If the new police chief is present, if you come around here to this stand, please. As I mentioned the other day, it's a real honor for me to have an opportunity to do this. And if you'll repeat after me, I, Nathan Anderson.
All right.
I, Nathan Anderson.
I, Nathan Anderson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of Police Chief, the City of Rockport,
of Police Chief of the City of Rockport,
State of Texas,
State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations,
Thank
Chief. I am proud to do that. Thank you very, very much. In fact, if you'll give me your signature right there, I'll get it stamped before we leave this evening and get it back to you. Thank you.
Let's get a free chief picture over here.
Okay. Okay, we have some proclamations to be read. If I can get them all straight. If you notice this stack of paper up here, I feel like a librarian. And I'm going to try to get these in the right order. If I do, we're in great shape. Yes, it should be the top one on here. All right. First one is historic preservation. Whereas historic preservation in 2024 is a reminder that preservation is more than just buildings. It's about our connection to the places that are special to all of us. And whereas historic preservation is an effective tool for revitalizing neighborhoods, fostering local pride, and maintaining community character while enhancing livability. And whereas it's important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the many aspects of the heritage that has shaped us as a people. And whereas historical organizations in Rockport and Aransas County have endeavored to preserve and protect historical artifacts and material about Rockport and Aransas County, and whereas awards for historic preservation 2024 are co-sponsored by the Aransas County Historical Commission, the Friends of the History of Center, the Aransas County Historical Society. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Tim J. Rose, City of Rockport, State of Texas, do proclaim May 2024 as Historic Preservation Month and call upon the people of Aransas County to join their fellow citizens across the United States in recognizing and participating in this special observance. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and official seal the City of Rockport this 14th day of May 2024. Is Ms. Stranahan here? Thank you so very much for all you do to preserve the history of our county. It's really important to us and appreciate all your hard work. Which one's next?
Policeman.
Oh, we can do that.
You ought to get that one.
Oh, yeah. As a lot of folks know, it is Police Week in the state of Texas. And tomorrow there will be a ceremony down at the police department at 11 o'clock in honor of our police officers and all law enforcement officers across the country. And getting prepared for that, I sat down today and was going through the computer and looking at things that are going on around the country in law enforcement, as far as officers being injured, officers being killed, officers dying. There were 27 officers died since the 1st of January because of felonious acts of other people, because of shootings, stabbings, traffic accidents where people intentionally ran over officers and so forth. And for some of us that were involved in law enforcement for a long time, and some of us a really long time, it is apparent to us that the attitude of the public has changed over the years toward law enforcement, and it comes and goes. I think that there are people beginning to be more committed to the safety of our officers, but our officers do matter and their lives matter. And it's an honor to talk about and to read this proclamation related to Police Officers Memorial Week. Whereas there are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the City of Rockport Police Department. Whereas since the first recorded death in 1786, there are currently 24,067 law enforcement officers in the United States that have made the ultimate sacrifice and been killed in the line of duty. Whereas the names of these dedicated public servants are engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C., whereas 282 new names of fallen heroes are being added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, including 118 officers killed in 2023 and 164 officers killed in previous years. Whereas the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's 36th Candlelight Vigil on the evening of May 13th, 2024. Whereas the Candlelight Vigil is part of the National Police Week, which will be observed this year, May 10th through 16th. Whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of all fallen officers and their families, and U.S. flags should be flown at half-staff. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Tim J. Rowe, Mayor, City of Rockport, State of Texas, do hereby proclaim the week of May 10th through 16th, 2024 as National Police Week in Rockport, Texas, and ask the citizens to publicly salute the service of law enforcement officers in our community and in communities across the nation, and witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and official seal to the City of Rockport this 14th day of May, 2024. And if I can get all of the officers that are here to come up while we present this, we can stand right here in the middle. We can't all get in that little corner, but we can try if you want to. Chief? Present this to you on behalf of all of our officers across the country who have given their lives, their health, their safety, and everything else in honor of the service that y'all provide. I appreciate you, all of y'all doing. Thank you so much for your service. God bless you and keep you safe. Okay. Now we're on the other stack. All right. Is there anyone here that's going to stand here while we do the tree service, City of Rockport Tree City thing besides me? Just want to be sure that I'm not stepping on somebody's toes. I didn't know for sure who all might be here for this particular thing. All right. City of Rockport is proud to have once again earned the title of Tree City USA for 2023. The Tree City USA program is sponsored by the Arbor Day Foundation in partnership with the U.S. Forest Service, National Association of State Foresters. Thanks to Rockport Parks and Recreation Department and the Tree and Landscape Committee for working to maintain this designation for the 25th year. According to the Arbor Day Foundation, Rockport achieved Tree City USA recognition by meeting the program's 4 requirements: a tree board or department, tree care ordinance, an annual community forestry budget of at least $2 per capita, and Arbor Day observance and proclamation. Trees bring shade to our homes and beauty to our neighborhoods, along with numerous economic, social, and environmental benefits. Trees are assets to a community when properly planted and maintained. They help us improve the visual appearance of a neighborhood, reduce home cooling costs, remove air pollutants, and provide wildlife habitat, among other benefits. Is Lisa Lynn present? If she is, there she is. Okay, thank you.
Mike, you gonna have enough room in the paper? Really?
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. It's not real often we get an opportunity to stop what we're doing and thank some of our employees for various things they do for our city. I know that when there are problems, we are pretty quick to talk about what the situations were and what the issues might be and whether there needs to be something done differently. But frequently we hear from people that have very kind and good things to say about some of our employees. And I want to recognize some of these from letters that I have received lately from the public, and to recognize these folks for what they do for our city. This letter I wrote earlier in the week, I received a letter today from Pat Pringle, PhD of 1806 Baywood Drive, wishing to commend our staff members, Luis Trujillo and Juan Olivares, for their hard work and dedication in handling his request for installation of gas meter on his property. Mr. Pringle was particularly impressed with their efforts to see that his request was completed prior to the arrival of a generator he was having installed, and stated that they were responsive to all of his needs and concerns. He added that he tried to get these men to allow him to buy their lunch due to their hard work, but they wouldn't let him do it, couldn't accept his offer. He also stated that everyone employed by the city with whom he had had contact had been courteous and professional. It's always a pleasure to receive comments such as this from people we are serving in our community, and even more of a pleasure to pass on their appreciation and compliments to members of our staff. I also consider it my obligation and privilege to add my thanks and appreciation for their dedication and professionalism. It's an honor and privilege to serve our community, and along with that, with all of the people who are employed, volunteer, and are the staff of our city. I consider it a great honor, and I want to thank these two gentlemen and give them a certificate both, and give this to their supervisor over there and see that this goes in their personnel files. So if both y'all would come over here, I'd appreciate it. Thank y'all so very much for your your dedicated service to the city. I appreciate you more than you know. Okay. It's also always an honor to be able to talk about the conduct of some of our employees, some of our staff, when they do things that matter very specifically to particular individuals and are involved in life-saving efforts. And this next couple of three is about the life-saving efforts of some of our pooled staff. Bowden Klanica, on March 29th, 2024, lifeguard Bowden Klanica was on duty at the competition pool. A 14-year-old female patron entered the water with the low diving board. The patron could not swim, began to panic, and intermittently submerging and struggling in the surface. Lifeguard Bowden Klanica recognized this swimmer was in distress and activated the emergency action plan. Lifeguard Bowden Klanica entered the water and conducted a rescue according to his training. And although emergency services were called, no treatment was necessary, as lifeguard Klanica's quick response kept the drowning patron from ingesting water or becoming ill or unconscious. Lifeguard Bowden Klanica's professional response saved the life of this patron that was drowning. If you'll come up here to the place right there, we will present you with a certificate for your great action in this matter. All right. It's always great to know that you did something that saved somebody's life, and this is a great opportunity for you. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, great. I'll get those. All right. And I was grateful to have reminded me just a second ago that there was a couple of plaques for them. I've got it buried under all this stuff, so I might have kept those if I had been reminded. Next, Hunter Guillen. On February 24, 2024, lifeguard Hunter Guillen observed a child jump from the high diving board into the water. Upon entering the water, the child was temporarily motionless. Lifeguard Guillen recognized the child was in distress and immediately initiated a rescue. The child was successfully kept from submerging and quickly brought to the side of the pool, where lifeguard Guillen helped him exit the water. The child did not report any water ingestion and did not complain of any symptoms. Lifeguard Guillen's quick action prevented a drowning. All right. Mr. Guillen, is he here? There he is. Get my exercise running back and forth this evening. All right, finally, Milana Klanica, lifeguard Milana Klanica. If I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize. Y'all throw something at me later. Took on the task of designing, creating, and painting a mural on the entranceway wall to the pool. The mural captures the spirit of Rockport, enjoyment of the pool, and water safety concepts. Over the course of several weeks, she came after school and worked on the mural. Total project took about 5 weeks to complete. Her artwork is impressive and professional. She has been a lifeguard for 3 years and continues to make positive contributions to the pool and the pool community. So if you'll come up, I'll get that. Roll that over there and take these with me. Okay. Hello. All right, we've been going for about half an hour. We're going to take a 10-minute break so that people who want to get out of here without disturbing anybody can. And then we'll be back in 10 minutes. We'll be here at 10 after and start over. Okay.
That was a lot.
Yeah, it was.
That was a lot.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna make a habit of doing this when I stand here and find that it's upside down.
Well, at least you're consistent.
Yeah. I've done 4 others, they were all right. According to the clock on the wall, our 10 minutes is up. Next item on the agenda is citizens to be heard. This time, comments limited to 3 minutes will be taken from the audience from persons who have signed the speaker's card located at the table at the back of the training room of the Service Center and delivered to the city secretary before the meeting begins, or written comments received by 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting on any agenda item or any subject matter will be read into the meeting. Persons wishing to address the council and who have registered using the citizen participation form will have up to 3 minutes to speak. In accordance with the Open Meetings Act, the council may not discuss or take action on any item that's not been posted on the agenda. While civil public criticism is not prohibited, disorderly conduct or disturbance of the peace as prohibited by law shall be cause for the chair to terminate the offender's time to speak. I have 3 cards. First one that I got is from Ken Barron. If you'd come up to the mic up there and give your name and address, I'd appreciate it.
I'm Ken Barron. I live at 402 Cascades in the Country Club. I'm a director on the Country Club HOA, specifically related to storm drainage. I've been here several times before. I'd like to thank the city for completing the work on Hole 11 last year and recently completing the work at the concrete interceptor box at Hole 10 this year. We have 2 additional projects that we need to complete in order to resolve all of the major known issues related to flooding in the Country Club back in July of 2021, which continue to put us at risk in the future until we resolve all 4 of these issues. With the completion of the Hole 10 project, that will give us a very good indication of what the cost would be to solve the last 2 projects, which we need a catch basin at Hole 17 and a catch basin at Hole 13 that will help drain the water. The 2 new projects will probably cost about 50% more than the Hole 10 project, but I'm requesting that the city summarize whatever the costs are on the Hole 10 project and report back to the council how much that total project cost, and that'll give us a very good benchmark of what's needed to complete the remaining 2 projects. And if we can do that, we've solved all of the major problems within the Country Club. There are some additional issues that need to be investigated. One is we know that the pipe that goes underneath the roundabout in front of the clubhouse at the Country Club is significantly undersized for handling floodwaters. We need to install a new large pipe from Hole 1 to Hole 10 under Champions Road. That's going to probably require a major project and grant money, but we need to do some preliminary engineering work to determine how big does that pipe need to be, what's the route, put together some budget money on what that project's going to cost so that we can request the proper amount of grant money. So we need to take a look at that. And also we had some significant flooding on Augusta Drive, July of 2021. We don't know exactly what the problem was there. There are several different possibilities of what caused the problem, and what we need to do is have a survey crew go out there probably one day to take some elevations of different positions and determine, do we still have a problem, or did it go away with the implementation of some of the 4 projects that we're trying to complete now? And they can give us a good indication, do we need to spend more money, and possibly how much. So we need a little bit of money to do some survey work in order to analyze that issue. Other than that, there's no other major issues as far as resolving the stormwater drainage in the Country Club. And I understand this is the preliminary budgeting period, and I would like all of your consideration for helping us resolve this problem. It's not going to go away until we solve these problems. And
we appreciate it. And time ran about 20 seconds ago. Thank you, Mr. Barrett.
Very good.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Andrew Kane, I've got one for citizens to be heard and one for agenda item number 18. If you want to do them both now, you can. If you want to wait a little while and do the other one, that's up to you. Okay.
Thank you, Council. Andrew Kane, 2106 Lakeview Drive. Real quick, I didn't know it was Officer Appreciation Week, and the mayor made a good point that we have opportunities. A lot of times we just put negatives on Facebook and not positives. So in fact, I got pulled over today in Gregory, and the officer was so professional. It was such a pleasure. Believe it or not, it was really a pleasure. I went on my Facebook page today and said, thank you to Gregory Officer Rodriguez for such a professional encounter. Anyway, we need to do that more often. We see things that we need to recommend people on, so just always complaining. What I want to talk about today was update y'all on the petition, because it's not done yet. So I wanted y'all to update on it. On January 10th, city attorney filed a motion to dismiss based on mutinous. Noted that y'all had refunded $103,000 for water service and $23,000 for wastewater. I think the total budget effect for the whole year was over $500,000, plus legal and staff time. And then we responded to that, and then the next reply came from the PUC staff saying that, in addition, in a February 16th filing, the petitioner stated they could not verify refunds provided to all the affected customers for the appropriate amounts. And so the PUC staff recommended to the administrative law judge that in the absence of a withdrawal from the petitioners, Rockport will be ordered to provide per ratepayer information on refunds in the detail and format necessary for the commissioner staff to provide. In other words, it's just instead of an affidavit saying we did it, the PUC is going to make the city do a per customer, per month overcharge refund and state it in detail. And we kind of thought about that for a month. Today was our deadline to file a response, because we could have just asked to withdraw the petition and it wouldn't happen to happen. I reached out to Brad and said, well, maybe we need to talk about it, but we didn't get a response on that. So today we replied to the PUC. The petitioners concur with the Public Utility Commission staff recommendation of April 15th that Rockport be ordered to provide the number of affected customers in the calculation for the refund per customer in native format, given that there's enough information for the staff to make a recommendation on the sufficiency of the refunds. So in conclusion, the staff should be required to demonstrate it has provided the proper refunds at the customer level and provide corrected bills to the customers detailing the amount credited for each month they were billed. I bring this up because I wanted y'all to know that the tab on this mistake we made last year is over $500,000, legal fees, it's still going, and y'all still got a lot of work to do. So when I speak on my agenda item 18, we have another opportunity where if y'all do what y'all are gonna do, you can cost the taxpayers $500,000, $600,000 again. We pay these bills. So I'm just reminding you that the wound is still fresh on this bill to the taxpayers by y'all's decision, the staff's recommendation, and then y'all doing it wrong. So the bill's still ticking on this one, and taxpayers are footing that bill. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next item on the agenda is consent agenda. The following items may be acted upon in a single motion. No separate discussion or action on any of these items will be held unless pulled at the request of a member of the city council. Does anyone wish to remove any of these items from the consent agenda? No. If not, I'll ask for motion.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Thank you very much. Any further question? If not, I'll call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor, aye. Passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda, item number 11. Consider request to rezone by James Nelson for the property located at 424 Eloise, also known as Lot 4, Civiletto subdivision to R5, second multifamily dwelling district, currently zoned R2, second single family dwelling district. Carrie Dietrich, Assistant Director of Building Development, Community Planner is the person with information related to this. Ms. Dietrich.
Teed is on her way, but I'll tell you what it's about. So the lot there at 424 Eloise has had 2 residential dwellings on it since we don't even know how long, before it was annexed. And the property owner is trying to bring them up to code, do some remodeling, but it's zoned R1, and by ordinance there can only be 1 residential dwelling. So he's asking to rezone to R5, which is the second multifamily dwelling district, and there's other R5s around him. But the lot size as it is, they'll never be able to put anything more than 2 dwellings. They could not put an apartment complex or anything else on that lot because of the square footage requirements. And so that's what it's about.
Okay.
Bring it up to be compliant for what it's been being used for a lot of years.
Okay.
Okay?
Next item is we'll hold a public hearing related to this particular request. If there are members of the public here that would wish to address the council on this particular matter, or if the people asking that the change be made are here and would like to address the council, now's the time to do it. If not, we'll go to the next item. Approval of first reading ordinance number 1934, amending the city official zoning map as stipulated under Article 4.1 of the City of Rockport zoning ordinance number 1027 by changing the zoning of land from R2 second single-family dwelling district and property located at 424 Eloise, also known as Lot 24 Civiletto subdivision, to R5 second multifamily dwelling district, repealing all ordinances in conflict therewith, providing for severability and providing for an effective date.
I forgot to mention that the Planning and Zoning Commission did recommend approval by a vote of 4-1.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any questions?
I know, Mayor, I know it went 4-1, and the one in opposition was concerned about spot zoning. I think you addressed that in P and Z with.
Yes, sir.
There's other R5s in the immediate area. I don't know if they're 200 foot, but they're real close.
Yeah.
Up and down Church Street and I guess going east, east and south.
And north.
But,
And north, right?
and I don't think there's any others right there in Silverado, but well, there may be. We just don't know about it yet. But anyway, I just feel like it kind of could be spot zoning, but not really, because there's others in that immediate area. We're not just picking and choosing one lot out of the city to designate a different zoning. So I appreciate P and Z doing what they did on that. That's all I have.
Anything else? Not, do I have a motion?
Move to approve item 11B as presented.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Any further question or debate? Not, I'll call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It's unanimous. Next item on the agenda, item number 12, deliberate and act on approval of amending the City of Rockport Code of Ordinances, Chapter 98, Traffic and Vehicles, Section 98-134B, requiring a business address, and Section 98-134D, removing the restriction per resident requiring for an authorized inspection facility. Chief?
Mayor, Council, I'm honored to be here. Thank you very much. This is just a small change to the golf cart ordinance that we've had in effect for a couple of years. We're just wanting to open up the amount of inspection facilities that we have. It was very limited to only one inspection facility per 2,500 residents, which only gave us 4 inspection facilities, and it really didn't limit it to the city of Rockport. It could be somebody in Houston who want to bring their mobile vehicle here. So we opened it up to golf cart sales, golf cart maintenance facilities, and automotive maintenance facilities in Aransas County. And so that's something that it's not something that we can't manage. And we've had a lot of compliance with golf carts in the city since we've started this inspection program. This simply opens it up to make it easier for our residents. Just a small change.
Questions, council? If not, y'all are getting easy. I need a motion.
I make a motion to approve item number 12.
I have a
As
motion
read.
to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any further question? Not, I'll call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it's unanimous. Item number 13, consider approval of resolution 2024-08R, as in Robert, authorizing Intervention and AEP Texas Inc.'s application to amend its Ryder Mobile Temporary Emergency Electric Energy Facilities before the commission, approving cooperation with the cities served by American Electric Powers Texas, hiring Lloyd Gosselink attorneys and consulting services to negotiate with the company and direct any necessary litigation and appeals, requiring reimbursement of cities' rate case expenses, finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed is open to the public as required by law, requiring notice of this resolution to the company and legal counsel. Rider would result in wireless charge for about $1.41 to customers using 1,000 kilowatt hours, an increase of 45 cents over existing rates. Excerpt this email from Thomas Mercado follows. Robbie.
Good evening. You said it better than I could. Just recommend approving the resolution, please, so we can contest this rate increase, please.
Okay. All right.
Questions?
Okay.
Comment, I haven't told Vanessa today, just for the public and just to put on the, can you make that like more simple terms so people understand what we're trying to do here? Like, we're just trying to get reimbursement.
What?
More simple terms than the long rate.
Well, it's basically AEP. Their AEP is wanting to raise revenues, and so we're wanting to contest that. And you outlined that it would increase monthly bills by about $1.41 for people affected, and so what we're going to do is contest that so that Lloyd Gosselink can further review the application to make sure that we get the best bang for the buck, basically. Just real high. Okay.
Clarify there.
Okay.
When AEP was here the other couple of meetings back, they asked us to pull back our agreement. Does that have to deal with this?
No, this is a completely separate deal.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Other questions?
I make a motion to approve item number 13 as read.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? I have a second. Any further question? Not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It's unanimous. Item number 14, consider approval of resolution 2024-09R, appointing the Planning and Zoning Commission and one resident of the ETJ as the advisory committee, authorizing the City of Rockport City Manager, City Rockport Engineer, and City of Rockport Attorney to undertake updates to the impact fee program for water and wastewater facilities, declaring an effective date. Ms. Dietrich.
Yes, sir. As you know, we've contracted with Freeze and Nichols to do the impact fee study, and we have to have someone that will oversee it, basically. And it's common practice to appoint the members of the P&Z board, not P&Z commission, but the members. And they suggested, or said it was necessary, because we have utilities outside city limits, water, gas, wastewater, we should have one member of the ETJ. And Miss Patty Impens was on P&Z prior until she moved out of city limits. So she's well-versed on the way it's done and all the process. If she is unable to serve, she did tell me that she was willing, but things happen. I was thinking we could ask Miss Danielle Hale to serve. So didn't think of that. But we'll see. I think Patty is, she says that she was willing to serve.
Okay. Questions, council?
This committee advised they're going to take the impact fee that's presented to them. They'll review it all, go through everything.
Yes.
And then it comes before
Yes.
council and everything.
When Freeze and Nichols has put it together and they have a product to present, it will go to the advisory committee. What we'll do is on the night we have a P&Z meeting, that meeting will close, and then we'll open the advisory committee meeting. But they'll review it all, and then they'll write a recommendation to council. I believe it's a public hearing too, the first meeting, right? Yes.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. Just being a committee and having someone appointed, I guess my only setback is this position normally set for other people to apply for it, or is it just something that you guys would generally,
We would just appoint.
you just
Yeah.
appoint someone? Is that like normally the practice on that
Yes.
situation?
Yes.
Okay,
This is for impact fees, so
Yeah.
what developers would pay coming in, not, it's not a tax on the citizens or anything like that.
sure.
And it's
Okay.
required that at least one member of the committee be involved with real estate development, and we actually have two that are, so,
Okay, just want to know the standard practice, thank you.
yes, thank you.
Any further questions?
I move to approve item 14 as presented.
I'll
I
do
have a
second.
motion, I have a motion and a second. Any further questions? If not, we'll call for vote. Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it's unanimous. Next item on the agenda, item number 15, consider the appointment of the City of Rockport City Council Mayor Pro Tem to serve May 14th, 2024 until the election on May 3rd, 2025. Shelley?
So the city charter reads that immediately after the election, that you have to elect between yourselves a mayor pro tem.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to appoint the previous Mayor Pro Tem, Andrea Hatman, to continue to serve as the Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, have a recommendation for Andrea Hatman. Any further? If not, call for vote. Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. Congratulations again.
Thank you, appreciate it.
This is getting easier and easier. Okay, consider the appointments, item number 16, consider the appointments of Ryan Picarazzi, Assistant Director of Public Works, and alternate Mike Donahoe, Director of Public Works, to the Stormwater Management Technical Committee. Ms. Schroner.
Mayor and Council, a couple of meetings back, we approved a resolution to enter into a joint agreement with the county, Aransas Pass, Fulton, and the Navigation District to turn our Stormwater Management Committee into a Stormwater Technical Committee. Now that we've adopted that, we have to appoint our members. Being that it is a technical committee, we are going to appoint the technical people that work for the city. So I recommend that we appoint Ryan Picarazzi as our member and Mike Donahoe as an alternate. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them.
Any questions?
To make a comment, I know we had the stormwater meeting last week, and we had the discussion about doing this and making sure that we appoint the right people to, so we can finally start getting these projects done and start working towards it. I know one of the issues that people came up with, that the public was not available to go to these meetings and still hear what's going on or anything like that, which is, you guys are still available to go to the meeting. It's a technical meeting, so, right, we just
So
want to
it's
make sure
still a
that's.
committee meeting, it's still an open meeting to the public. It will be posted as it has always been. It most likely will be posted as a possible quorum because, any council members, commissioners, NAV district members can show up. So it is a public meeting. There's nothing prohibiting the public from going and or speaking in the manner which the committee decides to receive public comment. So nothing will stop that.
All right, thank you.
Any further questions?
I make a motion to approve agenda item number 16 as read.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further question? Now we'll call for vote. Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it's unanimous. Item number 17, consider approval of extension of the current bank depository and finances services contract with Wells Fargo Bank N.A. for 1 year beginning May 1st, 2024 and ending April 30th, 2025. Mr. Sorrell.
Yes, this is to extend our bank depository and financial services agreement with Wells Fargo. It expired at the end of April, and so we weren't able to do an RFP. We do plan on doing that next year. We have a very good relationship with them. We'd like to continue it for this 1 year extension. They also handle our procurement cards and all of our other depository needs. So we request an extension, please.
Okay. Questions, council?
Robbie, you do see going out for an RFP in the future on this?
Yes, yes. It expires in April, so we want to get an earlier start.
Is that something, is that an annual or biannual, would, if you do an RFP for it?
I believe it's from minimum 2 up to 5 years is the way it's supposed to work.
Okay.
Other questions? If not,
Move to approve item 17
I
presented.
have a motion, I have a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Further question, debate. Not a call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it's unanimous. Item number 18, consider approval of an agreement, Restroom Facilities LTD, for a restroom building to be located at Main Street, Main Street Park be located at the corner of Main Street and Magnolia Street for an amount not to exceed $280,000. Ms. Henry is not present.
If not, then I'll do the item, and I think you have a citizen comment.
Okay, all right. Mr. Kane.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Andrew Kane, 2106 Lakeview Drive. And Matt, just congratulations.
And when you're up to making decisions and you heard my citizens to be heard, there are things that y'all do and the staff recommends that if y'all do it wrong, I'm paying for it, you know, and they're paying for it. So it's important to not just jump in and always blindly follow staff recommendations. So we're talking about the bathrooms. I'm not gonna have the debate of whether they're needed or not, because there's City Hall, there's Celebration Plaza, the courthouse, the Art District, 2 sets of bathrooms downtown, the NAB District. The fact this isn't even on the downtown street, because heck, if hot tax is paying for it, it's not my property tax money anyway. But that's what I want to talk about. When this first came up, we brought up to this council many times that you can't use hot taxes for a downtown bathroom. So then the narrative changed, and y'all started calling it a visitor center. Well, we'll have our bathrooms and put a couple information boards up, and we'll call it a visitor center. Y'all are big fans of the TLM, the Texas Municipal League. This is off their website, okay? It's important to note that the Texas law also provides that the hotel occupancy tax may not be used for general revenue purposes or general governmental operations. It also may not be used to pay for governmental expenses that are not directly related to increasing tourism and hotel. For example, to use hotel occupancy tax to pay for construction of additional lighting, restrooms, roads, sidewalks, or landscaping in a downtown area. Those are expenditures for which a city would traditionally use its general revenues. Therefore, such an expenditure would violate the prohibition against using the hotel tax for general governmental operations of municipality. It is difficult to argue that such improvements to a non-tourism facility would directly promote tourism and attract hotel activity. At best, one could argue the improvements would indirectly enhance tourism, which is not sufficient under the clear language of the Texas law or tax code to qualify for funding for the hotel occupancy tax. So we changed it, we call it a visitor center. Same article, TLM. Simply naming a facility a convention center or visitor center does not automatically qualify the facility as such. The authority to use hotel occupancy tax for facilities limited in any such facility must meet the primary usage standard. What does that mean? You can't call it a visitor center, slap a couple billboards up, spend the majority of the money on a restroom, call it a visitor center, and use hotel occupancy taxes. So what's gonna happen? You budget and pay for this with $500,000 of hot taxes, I'm telling you, you know I'm the one. I'm gonna make sure the state gets a complaint. Now we're gonna have a $500,000 hit to our budget again. It's black and white. You cannot use it, in their words, to build a restroom in downtown. It's just, it's not legal. So please don't do this.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Ms. Schroeder.
Mayor and council, this, the item before you is a purchase of the restroom facility at the visitors kiosk and the art installation that we're doing downtown. Initially, we had slated it for Main Street, and you know that was curbed by some potential development near there. So we moved it to a piece of property that we already own, so we don't have to purchase the land cost. But the purchase here for the restroom, there's a long lead time on that, so we needed to go ahead and order that and have it in the queue while the other items are being installed. So we would like approval on this purchase tonight. It's, I think the ad in there is about $275, not to exceed $280. but we're ready to make that purchase, and I'll answer any questions if you have them.
Okay. Questions, council?
I have one. If you'll indulge me, we've got the city attorney here in light of his comments and what have you. Is there a chance that we are gonna put ourselves in some kind of jeopardy? Has it been ruled by yourself or someone with authority that we can do this without violating the state law?
Nelson and I've had conversations many times over the months and understanding kind of what the use of the property is for. It's an authorized expenditure.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, I don't think any of you, maybe Andrew was here when this project started, so, our previous legal counsel also, agreed that it was authorized use, so we have a couple people looking at it.
Thank you.
Just want to kind of go further into that. I know it's the restroom, I understand where the wording comes from, but I know we had other plans on that property that's not just going to be the restroom. And I know we're working with the RCAD as well to get funding to help with not just a bathroom, but also
So, yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit if you don't mind. We have visitors kiosk to provide information for when the chamber is closed. The chamber is a Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And typically we note our tourists are, is that right? Our tourists are here on the weekend, so we need a place to push out our events and things like that. So this will be a really good spot to do that. Again, we already own the property, so that's one of the main uses. But if you look at the property, the bigger use is our intent for art installations, and that will be potentially a piece of art, a structure, and potentially a performance area, depending on what kind of response we get for art. RCAD has gotten a grant to give us a little bit more money towards this project, and so it's a lot bigger use than the restrooms. Yeah, the restrooms are going to be great, but I think it'll be a good draw. It'll be a nice shaded area. You know, when people are looking for events or looking for things to do, there'll be a nice area for that to happen. Again, there potentially is a performance area, and definitely one, maybe two pieces of art. Is that what we're working on, one or two, or just one? Just one piece of art, okay, and then a performance area. The performance area won't be shaded immediately, so don't put your kids out there in July to dance.
I also just want to add on to that, if you look at the downtown area, yes, it's a block off, but how downtown is going to work is you can't go the other way. We have to go this way, and as more businesses come into play, more areas go down, the more people go to downtown, they're going to need these sections to go and have a place to sit. And it's not just, to me, I like the outdoor aspect. We have trees and a little trail and little water, rain gardens in there. And we're putting all these aspects on the property to help bring that to the downtown area. So when we just say restrooms, I know that's all people are hearing in their heads, but there's a bigger plan into this in play, and I think that does meet all of the guidelines onto hot funds and bringing visitors on here. So I just want to make sure that's very forefront on that.
One of the things we're doing that is not hot fun function, that it's just good for the city, is we're trying to put a lot of green infrastructure in so that we can have examples of how green infrastructure could work in other places in the city. We're doing pervious pavers. A phase 2 or 3 later on down the road will have a rain catch barrel. The hope is to get that sized appropriately so that you can flush the toilets, and not related to hot tax, just a good thing to do. The rain garden, lots of trees. We'll put some oaks in. I think we have 12 oaks going in there. It's interesting, and we're talking about the one street off. We also have the train station that's one street off, where we're offering the public parking. So then we have the public kiosk on the same street and the art area, and we're not going to take anything away from downtown, but it's definitely a catalyst to grow the area.
Other questions? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve agenda item number 18.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further question? Not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Abstain.
Ward 4.
Conflict of interest.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It's unanimous with one abstention. Item number 19, consider the approval of agreement with Brinson Analysts to act as the city's brokerage and consultant for employee benefits for an amount not to exceed $4,125 per month for the initial RPF process, or $5,340 per month if adding administration and Brinson Teledoc services. Casey Edens.
Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm the HR director. The city's been facing steadily increasing health insurance costs over the last several years. We've currently been with Texas Health Benefits for 24 years now, and in that time, we have not gone out for bid in those 24 years. So we spoke to 3 different agencies, and we are here to recommend and request approval to enter into a contract with Brinson Benefits. They would help us navigate the insurance market, do our RFP and processing for us, and then they would also help us move everything over if everything went well. This may or may not mean leaving Texas Benefits pool, but it would give us options and negotiating power. We would contract first on a monthly basis during the RFP process, and then if the bids come back with enough savings to justify moving forward, we would move forward with a contract with them for the coming year. They would also offer advocacy and customer service for our employees with the insurance company. And as mentioned in the reading, the Teledoc program would be something we could add once we got through the RFP process. Would be a great benefit for our employees. They can add in members of their family that even if they're not on the insurance, like members of their household. So that would help out some of our employees that can't afford to put their employees on the insurance. So I think that would be an amazing benefit for our employees. As mentioned, the monthly cost at first would be $4,125 to go through the RFP process. And then if we were to move forward, adding the COBRA administration and Brinson Teledoc would bring it to approximately $5,340 a month. However, we are confident and hoping that the savings we could get by going out to bid could help cover that cost.
Questions, council?
Can I add a couple of things to this?
Sure.
If we choose to go with them for a full year, if they don't get us an under double-digit savings on our insurance in any year, then they rebate 50%.
They reduce their annual fee by 20%.
Oh, 20%. So, you know, right now, I think last year we went up 13%. We've not had a single-digit year for a while. So we're hoping that, one, that will accomplish this. And the other part is they have this purple card thing. And I know that's the catchy phrase, but we think with the elements and the benefits they offer with the purple card, that will prevent us from needing to hire an additional HR or benefits administrator on staff, because they're going to scrub our EOBs. They're going to do the customer service for our employees. They will direct you to the right place, help you find your references. They'll answer all the questions that Casey gets on a daily basis. So the hope is, well, and I know this year we're not asking for anybody for HR, and hopefully that'll stave it off a few more years.
All right. Yes, sir.
The $4,000 to $5,000 a month estimate for Brinson, that's going to be ongoing.
So the $4,125 is their monthly fee for doing all the administration. They provide a portal to go in and do the benefits administration. It's also for the Purple Card hotline for the employees, and several other things that are included in that. And I don't have that list.
Okay, so we'll have that cost as an increase, but hopefully one of their main things for contracting is to lower our overall cost for HR. So hopefully we'll maybe even save money and find a way to pay for that. But that cost doesn't go away as long as if we go with a new health provider. The Brinson cost, again, the $4,000-ish will be there forever. Okay. All right.
Also of note, we interviewed 3 different groups, all very similar price. We feel like this one brings the most value, and we just feel like they bring the best value for the same price that everybody else is asking. So it's a year-to-year contract. In fact, by October we have the rates in. It's not good. We wash our hands. The next year, you know, it's year-to-year. If we're not realizing the savings or not getting the service that they've offered us, then we do something different. It's not a long-term commitment.
And
we're
actually, we
asking for.
should know by 1st of September, because if we're gonna move forward and we're not going with Texas Health Benefits, we have to let them know by the 1st of September.
Yep.
And I just want to kind of add, I know we had the presentation during our half day that we had. And I think a big one is that we want to, employee retention, and
Yes.
insurance is such a high cost for so many employees, and they can't even have their family members on there because it just costs too much. And I know one of their benefits that you had said that they can have telemedicine, and they can add their family members on there without additional cost, and they can add and take away. And I think that if that does work the way that they say, that might be a really great benefit to keep those employees here, that they can have this benefit that's additional to everything else that they have. So I just wanted to kind of add that in there.
Casey's done a real good job hunting down the best deal for us.
Appreciate it.
Casey, I spoke with some people in the industry, if you will, and they essentially vetted this company, said it was, give them a shot. That they're, if it's bad, we can get out of it. If it's good, they're a reputable company, and it seems like they offer a good product, so.
We have other options if this doesn't work, so.
And so I think we give it an opportunity. With that said, Mayor, I move to approve item number 19 as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further question? No, we call for vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it's unanimous. Item number 20, consider possible changes to City of Rockport Hotel Occupancy Tax Recipient Program for fiscal year 2024-2025. It's a good one.
Okay, so there's a lot in your packet. There was an application, a timeline, proposed timeline, a guideline that I proposed to hand out during orientation, a quarterly report. You also have the PowerPoint that we're fixing to go over, and then a proposed hot grant policy. The city attorney is still reviewing a couple of these, and I did find some more typos today, so those are not finalized. However, what we'll need to know is if you want to move forward with the timeline and application. But just to start off, so today, May the 14th, we're going to kick off with the possible changes. May the 15th is, I'm proposing, if you're good with the application, to go ahead and put it on the website and make it fillable. And they can do either paper or send all that with all the attachments that they'll have to provide. And then I would like to put an ad in the paper announcing the deadlines. And May the 24th, I'm proposing to do an orientation for anyone who's interested in applying for hot funds. So we can go over the rules and the different changes and the requirements. So on June the 3rd will be the deadline to receive all the applications. Here I have June the 11th for y'all to review. We're looking at holding an hour-and-a-half workshop in July before a council meeting. So this June would probably be to provide you the packets for y'all to go over them. And then if you want, we could ask questions or however you want to handle that. We can wait and do that in July. September, you will adopt these with your normal budget process. So I did put in here Texas Municipal League, TML, they have the two-part test. And just, of course, the first part is heads and beds. So the state has 9 categories. However, the City of Rockport's ordinance allows for 5. They have locked it down to 5. And I have added these for you in the PowerPoint. So some possible changes to the process would be, of course, the application, which is in your packet. And then to provide an orientation to the potential recipients, run an ad, uniform the quarterly reports. Currently, what I've noticed since I've been here, 3 different council meetings, we've had 3 different types of report, 3 different organizations have turned in reports on 3 different days. So I'm proposing to unify those and lock them down, so it would be your quarterly report. Say if it ended in January, then they would all be due in the 1st of January and the 1st of February, and then I will bring those to you all at one time in February, instead of sporadically when they're turned in. So, and of course, all you see that those deadlines are all throughout the packet that I provided. And then I would also like to provide the state guidelines that's required from all the recipients. And the other change I would like to do is to make sure that they are turning in receipts, with all the receipts to show that what they've spent money on. So what I need directions on is the next page. Are you good with moving forward with the HOT application and the program? It's the next, oh, here, it's there. Are you good with just the 5 categories? Or do you want to bring back an ordinance adding eligible categories? For instance, there's a sporting event in a county under 1 million in population. We would qualify for that. We would also qualify for signage directing the public to sites and attractions that are visited frequently by hotel guests in the city. There are some stipulations regarding the tourist transportation system. So that one would have to take a lot more work, and our city attorney would have to be more involved in that. And one thing I am proposing, if you noticed in the policy, I'm proposing that these are awarded to nonprofit. And they would have to prove that by filing their, providing a copy of their 501c3 to us. So then another direction is, do we, as a city, there are city events, there are other types of category of things that the city can spend money on. And do you want to, per se, hold set a percentage that you're gonna hold back for more for administrating different programs and things? However, these are things that we are going to discuss at July the 9th meeting. And it's going to be July the 9th at 5 p.m. before the council meeting. These are the different types of things that we are proposing to hold back a few funds for some different categories. But all I really need tonight to know is if you are good with that application and good with holding an orientation. And anything else? And do what? And do you want to bring back an ordinance to bring the eligible categories?
I think it's important for us to grow, and sporting events is becoming a really big desire and something that people seek out in communities. We do have 2 parks, one brand new. I know that they're aiming to bring a lot into this town, both for youth and adult. I think it is important for us to grow our policies and our ordinances with what the public is seeking. So I would like to see us to include the sports events for the under 1 million in population. The only thing I was going to ask you is, for the number 7, it says in only certain cities. Would we be applicable to that, or?
Those are going to be your big cities, Dallas, okay. Frisco, those that have, sometimes they're mainly professional fields. Okay. And so that's why they made 2 different.
So definitely number 6, and then I think number 9 would be something that we could definitely include that would be beneficial for our area.
Okay. So some of the, I just added some examples, what other municipalities use their HOT funds for. And those are just different topics that we would like to discuss with y'all in July. So if you want to think about that.
I would be okay with having more in our ordinances than less. If we can put more in, like, having all of it, and if someone comes with us in the future. Because if we're doing an ordinance, that costs money. It costs time is come there. So if we're gonna do it, let's just put it in there. So say 5 years down the line, we do have to upgrade a sport exhibit, or if we have to add transportation, at least that's available to actually be in the guidelines that we can do that on. That's how I would feel on that. I do have a question though. I know this is kind of a tight timeline for the organizations that do already apply, usually yearly. Have you talked to them already about this timeline, or have most of them already turned in their applications? That's a little concern on me, that to make sure that they have the availability to get that done in time.
So I have received a lot of phone calls, and I told them that I was bringing it to the council tonight and proposing some changes. There are a few that asked to see possibly what changes were, and that information was shared with them. As soon as it is tight, and we can bump it back to from June the 3rd if you would like, because you're really going to take a hard look at it in July.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that they all still have the, that they're not going to feel like they're not going to be able to do it. If we push it right on them and they're not going to want to do it correctly, or we can be able to give them the tools to get it done in time, or be able to come here and make sure that we can get them in, because a lot of these organizations are very important and we don't want to miss anything when they're coming in front of us.
So I did tell them that I would, put the notice in the paper, and that I would add it to the website, and that I'd also send out an email letting them know. So I'll advertise it as much as I can. But the timeline is going to be a quick turnaround unless y'all want to extend it a little bit.
Would you have a recommendation for extension? How far can we extend it out as a consideration, since these are new changes, just to give those people that generally do apply that opportunity to fulfill the requirements?
So I think, what do the applications usually do? Say that again?
Yeah.
Friday before Memorial, so they typically get them earlier. We're already giving them, at June 3rd, we're giving them more time.
Have you gotten a lot of applications in though? I guess that was my, okay.
I did have one person apply. No.
Okay.
So if we move forward this tonight, or give you direction tonight, we can go live with the online, ASAP, right?
Correct.
And then we'll look at the ordinance and adding the additional, possibilities, the other four options in there. I agree with Mayor Pro Tem is if the orientation's on the 24th and then we're asking for deadline, or for submittals by the 3rd, maybe a little tight for some of the nonprofits to be able to get all their ducks in a row. I don't know what date we could extend it to that.
So why don't I do the orientation on the 3rd? And then, is that what you're saying? And then maybe do the applications due by the 13th?
I don't think we need to move the orientation, but
Just
give
move-
the deadline, if we can give them another week or two, or what do you guys think?
Move the application
To the
deadline
13th.
and keep your orientation
Yeah.
on the correct day. on the
Okay.
normal day.
I think that just gives a little bit more wiggle room for them to get,
Right.
especially since we're
We're changing.
modifying the process a little bit.
Hopefully this will streamline it. We kind of
Certainly.
had a mixed bag of, when things go out and when things come in, and we're hopefully gonna give everybody very clear, concise directions and deadlines, instead of kind of the free-for-all that we've been dealing with.
But it is a change, and,
It is a change,
change is
absolutely.
difficult, and, I just wanna make sure we don't miss an opportunity for somebody,
No, yeah.
in this change in the process.
So then June the 11th, that's when y'all will be presented with the packet. I'll just move that to June the 21st.
They'll be due the 13th to us. We'll sort through them and have them on your 21st agenda.
Okay.
The other part about having the orientation, though, you're gonna sit down with Shelley, I'll be there. You'll have an opportunity to ask questions to a person. You don't have to call every time something comes up. You're gonna have everything. You'll have her full attention for a couple of hours.
In the past, can you tell us how many nonprofits, we awarded hot funds to? Or is that?
Everybody that this council, since I've been here, has only awarded to
We haven't awarded
nonprofits.
anything to
That's
for
what I was
profit out
trying to
there.
make
which has been-
Except for the city, you give our events, but everything has gone to nonprofits.
So the program, I ran the program in another city I came from, and we kept back a percentage, and we only let nonprofits apply. And they set a dollar amount, and then that's what we stayed within.
So we'll bring that structure back at your work session because we'll want some real back and forth on the structure of the award.
Requesting receipts, are you wanting scanned, like a scanned credit card receipt or what may?
That's
Either
what
or.
I would do.
Receipt and invoice, if someone needs something paid in advance, if they want to provide us their quote or whatever, then we can award the hot funds in advance of the payment.
Yeah, that's
Pay it,
gonna be
and
my
then
question.
we have the invoice right there, so yes.
So if the state were to come back to us, they're gonna wanna see the receipts. So it's easier if we have the receipts and produce them instead of the recipient.
Instead of trying to
gathering them.
recreate it.
Preferred, this is all gonna be electronic, correct? Scanned and stored.
We're hoping,
Yeah.
yes, but there'll probably be.
Additionally, Shelley's working with the county to make sure that we are not both funneling all of our money to the exact same people for the exact same things. So she's requested the information from them, and I think she'll probably be able to work with them really nicely, so we're getting a good distribution on the hot funds, city versus county.
So just to clarify, for people who apply, if this is a funding that they would need ahead of time so they can get the marketing materials or whatever they're trying to apply for, you can send an invoice in to get that money ahead of time to send in there. Okay, just want to make sure.
Mayor, do you need any?
She's asking for direction. I agree that what you have proposed looks like it would be a good adoption for us, something that we need to look at, because I think that it gives us a little bit better guidelines for what we're dealing with, and then lets the folks that are interested know exactly what the regulations, what our stipulations are, when the material needs to come to us and so forth. I think that's great. And all we're being asked to do right now is approve what you're doing and that you go right ahead with what you're working on.
And there's no motion to be made.
No vote,
It's
just you're given a direction to go forward. You would like to see an ordinance come back. And this is like everything we do. It's gonna have some hiccups, and if it doesn't work, we'll do something different. If it doesn't simplify it, we're not gonna continue to do it.
My only direction is just to make sure that we are very vocal with the people that are applying, just so we don't miss anyone, and make sure they understand what they're supposed to be doing this year, just because of so much change. Maybe just not notices, but maybe like past recipients making an extra phone call, making sure the extra contact, to make sure they are understanding that we are changing it this year, and this is what we need from y'all. I think that would be really helpful for them, because now everyone needs the paper and I was on social media.
Communications and organization on the hot funding is what's really key. I mean, making sure everything stays organized and we stay within the law.
But that's what I need, just approval go ahead.
That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is city manager update.
My update will be relatively short. We have been continuing to negotiate on the Concha Street easement. We are doing chip seal over on the roads that have been dirt for all this time. We think we've turned in sufficient information on the latent defects that we can do that without affecting anything negatively in those negotiations. We do have a new legal team negotiating that for us. It's continuing to go forward. It's a back and forth. I unfortunately don't have any days or any deadlines because there's no deadlines on this one. So we have to fight for the $3 million that it's going to cost to fix those defects from the insurance company. So we're continuing to do that. Shelley's come in. She's hit the ground running. Our new chief has hit the ground running. I can't say enough about staff. In the past probably 3 weeks, we've gotten more letters and more compliments on staff than we have in the 18 months I've been here. And it's because they're getting out, they're interacting with people, they're giving out information, we're being transparent. I think there's a better word, but I don't know it yet. We're being transparent with our business. Robbie, of course, is just running. And we're trying to do business a different way. And, I just need staff to know that you're appreciated, how you manage your people is appreciated, and keep it up. I don't have an award.
City council reports.
You know, I can't mirror anything more than what she said. Thank you for all of your hard work. And for myself, we attended the strategic planning workshop and participated in the city chief interview, so congratulations. I don't know if you had anything to do with it, but patrols have been increased at the ER, and the staff have recognized that, and they are very appreciative. So thank you if you were the one that made that difference. I do appreciate it. And that's probably about all for me.
Okay. You just got here. You got anything you want to tell
I was
everybody?
gonna say, I've got been on board for about an hour, don't have a whole lot, but I wanna thank everyone here, a lot of well wishes and welcoming, and I appreciate that. Looking forward to getting out in Ward 2 and meeting some of the folks that I haven't met yet, and hopefully I'll have some reports for you soon.
All right. Fred?
Just to add on to what Vanessa said, we met with NAV District in a brief meeting, and it was a very good meeting, and I look forward to Vanessa and I presenting to them hopefully on the 20th, the morning of their Navigation District meeting, and hopefully we can get something moving forward on our project there. Also attended the strategic planning and chiefs interviews, and I think we're all pretty happy with the outcome of both of those. So look forward to continue to work with the chief and hope him the best, even if it is the cops, you know, whatever, but we'll let that slide.
Okay, is that it?
I'm done. Yes, ma'am, I'm done, thank you.
The other meeting that I had attended was, we just started having a council member start going to the Ranges Pathway meetings, and so I did attend that meeting, and one thing that I would just want to put that they're trying to work with the city is trying to put some connectivity from the Henderson trails over with the hotels on that side of town. So they will be coming up in the next couple months trying to figure out a way to make that work, so we can some trails to, you know, La Quinta, all the way down that road there and back through Fulton. So they're working on funding, obviously, on their end of it, but there's something we're hoping to get done with the city. I also want to just say welcome to our new Councilman Anderson, and welcome, Chief. We're very excited, and it's a lot of change, and I know it's a lot of new things, but we're excited. I think we're on the right path, and just we're ready to get going, so let's do it.
I want to thank the council and those that took care of things while I was not around here. Yeah, if you leave it up to your wife to tell everybody what's wrong, if you're sick for a little while, you have surgery, well, and she doesn't want to talk about it, well, she doesn't say anything, so everybody decides you're dying, which I don't think I am, but anyway, I feel pretty good today, and haven't felt bad in a couple of weeks now, but I felt lousy for about 2. But it's good to be back down here every day or most days and get to go through everything that I'm going to be dealing with. Stacks and stacks of paper. This is new. But anyway, thanks to Brad for pointing out which one was next. But anyway, it's good to be back in the office and down here, and I appreciate everybody's concern for me while I was off. City Council will recess an executive session and reconvene pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, consultations with attorney. Seek the advice of attorney about pending or contemplated litigation or settlement offer, and on a matter in which the duty of the attorney to the governmental body under Texas disciplinary rules, professional conduct, and State Bar of Texas clearly conflicts with this chapter. City Hall, Concho Street, General Land Office, drainage projects, and Data Pros settlement. It is 8:16, and we are in executive session.
Do-do.
That's good.
What is this? Oh, but I don't need that.
Hey, you want me to do something?
All that.
There's a big
Vigilante there.
There you go. It's you.
Good.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? I got a second. We're dismissed.
Good job, guys.